But a lot of times customers would prefer to have the analytics or the data behind it to support the decision that they're about to make.
Yeah. Yep. No, that makes so much sense. And, I think there's just, the research will certainly play this out. But,
Mm,
as we ask the questions about where people are and what tools they're using, I have a sneaking suspicion there's a lot of folks that are kind of stuck with, what I would call just reporting. And by that, I mean, it's not a derogatory thing, but it's, hey, I've got some crystal reports or I've got some Excel spreadsheets, but that's as far as they've kind of gotten because either it was their own organization or, maybe some other
yeah.
reasons. And I'm kind of curious if you have some thoughts as to why people get stuck with those kind of just reporting type scenarios.
Well, the reports that, people are creating, a lot of times they're creating queries and they're using, crystal reports to, because again, when we're talking with SAP Business One, a lot of people work with crystal reports just because it's already included with the product,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But at the end of the day, it still requires an understanding of the data, not only of the data that's sitting in SAP Business One, but also an understanding of the relationships between the different tables.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there is a select few that are able to interact or use crystal reports because not everyone in the organization knows that. And the challenge that comes up is that people inside the organization then rely on other people to get them that information. And if they're not available, they end up having to either wait or have to rely on some other report or query that was done by someone else. And they don't know whether or not that they can trust that information. So that's one of the biggest things that, we try to do is, and we talk about it a lot with our customers, is creating what we like to refer to as one version of the truth and being able to have a centralized area that consolidates the information that makes it easy for business users to be able to interact with the data without having to understand the underpinnings of SAP Business One, from the tables to the relationships to the filters and calculations that need to be applied. It becomes more of a simple drag and drop and pick and choose the information, and everybody is looking at the same information in the same way.
And that single version of the truth just becomes such a powerful enabler because people can start to explore tool sets like the one you provide to ask questions from a multitude of perspectives, but know that they're getting truthful information. It's not
Yep,
one person's definition of profit versus another that causes
exactly.
problems and all of those other things. So that makes a lot of sense.